Chiloé, the second largest island in Chile, is home to more than 150,000 people. Life here has changed dramatically over the past few months. Marcelo Carrasco, for instance, is a mussel farmer who's lost everything.
This is actually the best part of the beach. We waited for 4 years for the mussels to get big enough to harvest. But just as we were preparing to do that, the algae bloom came and killed all the mussels.
Algae bloom is a rapid increase in algae that's deadly not just to shellfish, but also toxic to humans. All fishing and mussel farming has been prohibited here. It may take months until the authorities lift the ban. The region's salmon farmers have also been hard hit by the algae bloom. After Norway, Chile is the world's largest producer of salmon. The industry is worth billions, but the algae bloom destroyed 20% of fish stocks. The salmon simply suffocated. The dead fish had to be removed, and the Chilean government allowed the farmers to simply dump 4,000 tons of them into the open sea. For the head of Chile's largest salmon producer, it's an economic disaster.
The calculation is something in the neighborhood of $200 million of fish biomass being lost because of the algae bloom. And this is one of the items, because after that you had to count the cost of being away from the market.
Experts say the Chilean salmon industry will lose around €500 million this year. That will have trickle-down effects. 45,000 people on the island work in the salmon industry. There have already been redundancies. The algae bloom problem affects life on all parts of the island. Vendors can no longer get any fresh wares, so fish markets have closed, and tourists have stayed away because restaurants can't offer any typical island specialties.
These stalls used to be open every day. Everyone came to buy things here. Seafood is used to make our local dishes, curanto and empanadas, but now it's all gone, and I don't know when they will reopen.
Marcelo Carrasco has been out of work for 5 months and is getting desperate. He lives alone with his 5-year-old daughter, Sain.
I had some savings that I was going to use to finish building the house, but instead I had to spend them all on my daughter. She needs to eat, and I need to pay for her expenses, getting her to school and her lunch money.
Carrasco is one of thousands of frustrated fishermen. Recently, they blockaded all points of entry to the island in protest. Workers and tourists were stranded, and there were shortages of food and gasoline. The fishermen say the Chilean government isn't doing enough to help, and that authorities shouldn't have allowed 4,000 tons of dead fish to be dumped into the sea. They say that just makes the algae bloom worse. Carrasco and the other fishermen say they will protest again, and not so peacefully this time. It's not clear what caused the algae bloom. Scientists don't even know how it started. They need time to carry out tests. But they already suspect that unusually warm waters caused by the El Niño climate phenomenon played an important role. The Chilean fishing industry is considering how it can protect itself in future against further algae bloom outbreaks.
Probably we had to find some technology in trying to escape down in these cages. So in order to avoid the algae bloom, which is in the upper part of the ocean, probably some technology will have to be applied in order to move the cages in this direction.
If the residents of Chiloé are to survive, the salmon industry and the fishermen must find a way of mitigating any future damage from the deadly algae.